this is a meditation that you can do when you've been out, perhaps in a crowd, and you're feeling frazzled and perhaps even overloaded in your senses. And what we're going to do is lift off those energies that you may have taken in from other people and from the environment around you. Then we're going to call back the pieces of yourself that you might have left in other places. And finally, we're going to deactivate some of the feelings and themes that may have been triggered when you were out and about and connecting with a multitude of other energies. So it's best to lie flat for this meditation, but if you want to look at the image on the screen, that's good as well, because that will begin to activate you visually. So if you're lying flat, go ahead and close your eyes. And as you begin to tune in to what's going on in your body, just notice where those feelings are, where that sensory overload seems to be speaking to you the most in your body. And it doesn't need to be in a particular place, but often you may feel it in one place more than another. And just acknowledge that it's there as you begin to breathe consciously. And when you breathe in, make sure that breath goes all the way down into your belly, like your lungs are expanding and pushing out, pushing down on your abdomen. And when you breathe in, hold it at the very top for just a few seconds. This is like a pause of intention. And then breathe out, exhale gently, and hold it for a few seconds at the bottom. Another pause of intention. And you're telling your body that you're intending to listen to it, to focus upon it, and to give it what it needs, the space that it needs and the attention that it needs right now in order for it to come back into its own. So again, breathe in, hold at the top, exhale. Take as much time as you need to exhale, holding at the bottom. And again, a slow inhale. Hold it at the top. A slow exhale. Hold it at the bottom. Now continue to do this at your own pace for a little while longer. In and hold, out and hold. And feel how your body relaxes, opens up more, and is more receptive to letting go and coming back into a state of its own balance and ease. And as you breathe, notice how that sense of overload, fatigue, feeling frazzled, maybe even a sense of static is starting to shift and change. And now just breathe normally, trusting that your body trusts you to do what it needs for you to do in order for it to come back into balance. And as you're breathing and attending, by just listening and feeling, imagine that there is a light above you, and the light has a magnetism about it. It's warm, it's nourishing, it heats you up in the center of your heart. It nurtures every aspect of your being by just being above you and shining its light. This light is drawing out all of that sense of feeling frazzled, of feeling overloaded, that sense of static in your body. And as you breathe, just imagine that it's floating up, coming out of your cells, coming out of your tissues, coming out of your organs. And if you notice any areas of tension that are still holding on to that sensation, breathe into that area and just open up more to the magnetizing light that's above you. And let all of that energy, that frantic, frazzled energy, just float up and out of your body. Continue to breathe and let go. And let every particle that is not yours be released. You see them all floating up, all being pulled out of you. And what is left is you in a state of total openness, relaxation, and receptivity. You're safe in this place. You're secure. You're surrounded by love and support. Now, take your attention to the space outside of the light. This is where you may have left pieces of yourself with others, or in places where you've been that were particularly stressful or caused you to overextend or want to connect with others in ways that pulled aspects out of you. And you'll know what these places are because perhaps you're still thinking about that place or those people or that conversation that you may have had. Or maybe you're concerned about a particular person. You may not have realized it up until this point, but you have been carrying that concern in place of those pieces of yourself that you left with them. So go back briefly just to identify where you've left those pieces. And then notice that there's actually light not only going into you from this place where it's pulling out what's not yours, but that light is also going up and out into these places and into these situations and people where you have left parts of yourself. So direct that light and ask it to magnetize and bring back those pieces that are you, that are yours. And imagine that they're coming back in. Being pulled back down through the center of this magnetizing light, and then being laid gently back into the places where they belong inside of you. And just breathe deeply as each little particle, each block of attention, each sensation comes back to you and settles into its rightful place inside your body. Welcome it in. All of the pieces, welcome them all in. Just allow them to settle in, to find their place, and feel how much more solid you feel. Solid, fluid, and connected inside yourself as each piece of you that you left somewhere else comes back in. And now that light that is drawing those aspects of you back in and putting them into place is beginning to fill the spaces around those particles that are rejoining you. So imagine that you are being filled with this light, and it has substance to it that holds these pieces in place in a fluid and flexible way. But they're back, they're in you, and they're not going to leave again. This light is the light of love. It's the substance of love. It's the substance of divine creator energy and love. And it's holding each of your cells into place in relationship to all others. And just receive this healing, bonding light, and notice how you are becoming more resilient. You're feeling more of a sense of resilience inside of your own physical being. Now focus upon your heart and allow that substance, that divine light that's holding you together, to circulate and fill up your heart space. This is where you can store it for when you need it next to fortify each cell in your body. So let it fill up the center of your chest, let it fill up and overflow so that you know that you have an infinite supply for whenever you need it. Now tune into your body. Just do a scan from head to toe and see if there are still any places where you're holding tension, where you're holding emotion, or that's just not feeling quite integrated. And ask those places to show you where you might have been triggered and where you're still feeling those triggers in your body and where you're still holding on to them. Those triggers might be triggers that you experience as worry, as emotional pain, as pressure, defensiveness, maybe feeling like a victim, or feeling powerless. And as you tune into those lingering triggers, take that divine creator light that's overflowing in your heart and allow it to surround each lingering trigger. And as it surrounds those triggers, see them dissolve. See them melt away, so that when you attempt to tune into that feeling of maybe worry or pain, pressure, defensiveness, or feeling like a victim, feeling like you don't have power, that all becomes a non-issue. Those triggers get neutralized by that light. And if you're not sure what was triggered or the nature of the trigger, you can take all of this light and just surround your entire body with it, so that you feel like any lingering sensation that doesn't quite feel like you is being neutralized. And now take a deep breath. And say to yourself, I am whole. I am sovereign. I am enough. And again, a deep breath. I am whole. I am sovereign. I am enough. And one more time, deep breath. I am whole. I am sovereign. I am enough. And you may choose at this point to allow yourself to drift off and to integrate the work that you've just done in the space of sleep or deep meditation. Or if you're ready to return to your waking life, go ahead and tune into the physicality of your body. And when you're ready, open your eyes.